Okay, so finally, 5 months in the making, and putting the 496 into the 86 GMC. Should be a pretty easy project. Got the dirty dingo transmission mount in there. So I think the only problem is going to be our headers, getting them in and clearance the frame. So hopefully it all just slides right in. And because the plan is to put the motor up here, the headers on, and then lower everything, and then put the headers up at the same time. That's about the only way to get them in there. So let's see how it works, man. I'm excited. Once we get in there, we can start hooking everything up. Put the serpentine drive assembly on the front, throttle body on the top, and get it all wired up. She's gonna be a screaming monster. A little fab work on a transmission cooler. Getting that mounted up underneath it, and welding in some seat belt. Not seat belt, but bucket seat bolt bracket. There was a bench seat, and now we're putting the bucket seats in. We're welding the nut on the bottom side. It's a slick little truck. Okay, so now we get to figure out how to put all this Eddie Motorsports front drive assembly on. The AC compressor, alternator, water pump, and power steering pump. And power steering pump reservoir. All our billet pulleys. We got our engine in here. Got our plug wires ran just a minute ago. I hope it's wired correctly. I Googled it, so hopefully my Google ability works. We still got to fix our lines, our dipsticks now. We got our lines ran, so got our AC put on this morning. So it's a work in progress, man. Take a piece of the puzzle at a time. All right, let's get to putting this front drive assembly on. Well, there it is, finished product. I stuck some paper towels in the holes here to keep dirt daubers from going in there till I get heater hoses. And yes, dirt daubers move fast. But anyway, not too bad there, right? So the kit wasn't too bad to put on. Only complaint was that all these Allens they use are different size, you know. I mean, every one of them different. You got this size, this size, this size, this size, that size. Every single, even over here, you know. Every single bolt was different. And yeah, that made it quite fun having to keep going back and getting the right thing. But all in all, it's a pretty nice kit. And I got a remote reservoir. Built aluminum reservoir for the power steering pump because we're going hydrostatic, hydro boost brakes. So we put a reservoir over here on the fender well, run the lines from the master cylinder to the pump and to the reservoir. So yeah, she's coming along, man, getting there. Can't wait to get that thing fired up. I think tomorrow's job is this was the factory wiring to that V6, but I'm going to redo it and put new wiring in. So that's tomorrow's project. Okay, so I got about as much as I can get done without having the front clip on. Got all these mess of wires, still got to figure out what they are. Don't think I really need very many of them at all. I just needed one wire for the alternator, 2 wires for the starter, and 1 wire for the battery. And I think the rest of this goes away because I have, well, I need the windshield wiper motors. I think the rest of that goes away, except for the tail lights and the headlights. Get ready to put the front clip on it, and then we will start putting the fuel pump and everything else on it. Well, I'm just about burnout. I've made some progress, but let me tell you, it is a slow go, man. Everything has to be, I mean, every hose, everything's a problem. Fuel lines are a problem. They put you a AN fitting here, but a push-on barred fitting here. So I think there's a special seat. One guy said it wasn't AN, I don't know. So I had to put a hose clamp on, this stainless line, inline filter, and adapters. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having AN fittings because I wanted to go all like this. Even tried the heater hose AN fittings, but they don't fit up there on the firewall. So I had to go back to regular rubber heater hose. When I was a kid, I used to buy this cover to put on there. Maybe I can find the covers and cover that. But anyway, so doing the transmission lines, it's a 6 AN fitting on the transmission, and then the cooler's a 10. The cooler is my fault. The transmission guy was supposed to have bought the cooler, and he did not. He was also supposed to put me a temp gauge in the transmission, and he did not. So I bought the AN, or the cooler, transmission cooler, online. Let me show that to you. Bought that online, and I bought a 10, not knowing what I was doing. So there's the cooler. That's a 10 AN, so I've got to get 90 10s, and then get a 10 to 6 adapter, and then run the trans lines up there to the transmission. See them right there? That's them right there. And then I got to drop this pan down and put a trans temp sensor in there somehow. I had me a bung put in my this exhaust pipe right here. So I will get that bolted up. And I can put this O2 sensor in there, just enough to get it running. It won't be accurate because it's still gonna get some fresh air, but it'll be able to get it running and put on the trailer and take it to the shop and gotta get the drive shaft put in it. And once we get this that dirty dingo cross member's bad to the bone, baby. Once we get that drive shaft made, we will be able to get the pinion angle set. We got ways to go. We're just working a piece at a time, man. So it's just a work in progress, dude. And then once we get it all done, had to put some fatter tires back there. So it's coming along. It's getting there. It's just slow, tedious process, man. I mean, even figuring out how to run the battery cables, and you know, we'll tackle all the wiring. Got the ProFlow all wired in pretty much. Got to hide all the wires. Still got to wire it up to the cool, wire up to the battery. That goes to the battery there. That goes to the cool fuel pump wire, which goes into right here. So we've got everything figured out. We're just having to wait for AN finish to come in. Even the power steering, man. This is 6 AN, but this goes to 10 AN in the power steering pump right here. See that? I think it's a 10, you know? Well, the power steering hoses are a 6. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just one problem after another. And they give you an inline filter to put in here, but they don't give you the fittings. So you got to order the 6 AN line fittings. So I can splice in the filter. It's just crazy, dude. You know. And then I have a problem with this bottom radiator hose. This just when I borrowed off that Suburban back there. I'm gonna take it off because I'm gonna put this on there, but just got to get the right fittings to go from here to here, because I've already had all AN fittings welded onto the water pump. As you can see right there, that's AN fitting on the water pump, and an AN fitting I put on the radiator. It's about $30 a hole, you know. So, and even this thing right here, let me show you. I had this thing right here to go on there for my thermostat, right? That went here because this one this guy made me. You can't run a thermostat, so I bought this one here to run a thermostat on there. And I didn't have the bolts, so I got to go down and buy bolts. The bolts I bought yesterday didn't work, and getting through that and this and then they're lined up and through 2 gaskets. Oh my gosh. It's just a painstaking, tedious process. But I mean, everything on this truck is custom. You know, I mean, everything's different because this was a V6 truck, and I mean, nothing's the same. You know, we changed every single piece of it. And brakes, master cylinder, brake, disc brakes, front and rear. I mean, we have changed every piece of this truck. AC condenser's new, radiator's new. That over there's evaporator core's new. The dryer's new. I mean, everything. And even down to the headlights. All that's just new. Headlights, parking lights, marker lights, everything is new. And it is just a job, but we'll get it. Work one problem at a time. I'm just burnt out today. It's Sunday, and I jacked it up so I get up and under and do the fuel lines. I don't know, man. I just put out with it for the day. I think I'll just take the day off and relax a bit. But she's going to be a pretty sweet ride when she's done, man. But holy crap, it's just me working on this thing, and I just don't have all the knowledge I need. My nephew and a friend helped me put the motor in it on Saturday, and then my nephew came back Sunday, helped me mount that transcooler, and I mounted bucket seats in it, which was a phenomenal job. It was some serious, much appreciated help. But we're on our own with this stuff, you know, and you know, I did all this right here pretty easy. This Eddie Motorsports Serpentine drive assembly, full detailed instructions. Edelbrock ProFlow 4, full detailed instructions. CPP, the instructions are minimum, you know, and you just have to figure it out as you go. And it's just one problem after another. So, I don't know. They send you. This is the billet reservoir I have. Let me show you that billet reservoir. There's the billet power steering reservoir. And it takes a big old, a big 10 AN15 right here. You know, that big one right there. And it won't even adapt into those into this. So I got to get, see that right there, 6 AN into that 10. So I'm having to wait on adapters to come. I ordered them from Summit Racing. So we're standing still until probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I want to get all the plumbing done and then work on electrical. I'm not going to use half this electrical. This is all the truck's electrical. I only needed 3 wires of it. You know, of course, the windshield wipers. I'm not going to need any of that. And yeah, because that's a standalone system. Yeah, so, you know, but anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. Might take a few days, longer than I expected, but it'll happen. I was hoping to have this thing running by today, but yeah, I just got stalled out with all the plumbing issues, you know. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the C-15 build of the 86 GMC. We are almost there and almost ready to do some smoky burnouts with that big 496. I can't wait to hear that thing run. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. When I'm not rooster cruising and making idiotic ramblings, I am kicking my nephew's butt in a game of pool. Come on. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.